Hi, I'm Tang Jing, and today we're going to talk about the four large bank among four industry, and on my part, I'm going to focus on investment banking. But first of all, let's go to the introduction. Undoubtedly, the research on financial market is important in order to stay within the business. It is financial market research which enable an organization to gain knowledge of the latest trend and present condition of the financial world. And here, let me show you four examples of the bank that can be named. All right, for the investment bank, we have Macquarie Bank Limited, then got the dividend payout for $4.3. And then for insurance industry, AMP got 2.23%. And then for banking and financial institution, ANZ Bank got 80 cents. And then for investment fund, Acorn Capital Investment Fund Limited got 3.75 cents. There are a very small number of the investment banks in Australia, and the market share are divided among few of them. The major market share rests with the Macquarie Group, or MBL. On the latest event, MBL has announced dividend of $1.6 for the financial period and 2020. The company also paid the dividend of $1.6 for the period financial and 2019. In order to comment on the dividend payments, it can be concluded that the company has managed well to make sufficient profit and pay regular dividend. The company is regarded as one of the most successful banks in Australia, and the company is strong enough to pay higher dividend in the future time. Following is the dividend pattern of the company based on data available.
Hello friend, my name is Nitish Sharma and now I'm going to speak over the banking sector, insurance and investment fund sector here in Australia. So let's start with the banking sector. In Australia there are so many banks but there are main four banks known as like the Commonwealth Bank, ANZ, NAB and the Westpac. And in this the study what we have in this project we have chosen the ANZ Bank. The ANZ Bank, it's listed on Australian Security Exchange on 30th of September 1969, and it's one of the a very big bank here in Australia, and with the good the financial situation, and they have paid recently like a good return to their shareholders, and under the chairmanship of David Gonski, and they are taking the funds from their from the customers, and after that, and whatever the deposit they are receiving from the customers, they are just investing that in a big projects and in good investment places, so from where they can get the good return, and in return they can get give the uh, like a share like a percentage of the percentage of it profit to their shareholders. And now let's talk about the another sector, which is the insurance sector. In Australia there is another insurance company which is known as AMP. AMP is also one of the good company here, like the insurance company. If you go with the AMP, in Australia there are not much insurance sector is not that much well developed if we compare with the other rest of the countries. They just cover like the limited areas like uh, life, well-being and protection of assets or something like that. And but AMP is also one of the good like insurance company, they have done the tremendous job recently and paid the well like a good like a amount to their shareholders, like the people who have invested in their company, and they are doing also the share of the price of their share is also good in and it's also listed over the Australian Stock Exchange. Yep. And now the financial health of this is also very good of this one. They paid good dividend to their shareholders. Yep. And now we will talk about the investment fund. In Australia, in investment fund, there are many other companies, but I'm going to talk about here. There is a one company which is known as a Akron Capital Investment Funds Limited. This company is recently listed over the Australian Stock Exchange, like in 2014 or something. Yeah, and but they have a good capital and like almost like a 50 million something, and under the leader of their John Stephen chairman, Mr. John Stephen, and Mr. Robert Brown, who is the CEO. They have reached to the new heights, and they paid very good uh, dividend, to their investors, to the shareholder recently at 3.676 cents something. Yep. And also in this assignment I have provided all the details of the chart where it's mentioned the financial condition, or mentioned the financial position of this company, Akron Capital Investment Funds Limited. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Gimhan Fernando and
Hi,
I'm gonna
I'm
discuss
Tangjin,
about capital
and
budgeting,
today
capital
I'm going to
structure,
talk about
working capital
the
management,
four
and
large
Australian
bank
financial
among
marketing
four
regulations.
industry.
First,
And
capital
on
budgeting.
my part, I'm going to
Capital
focus on
budgeting means where the
investment
business
banking.
make
But first of
investment
all, let's
decision,
go to the
which means capital
introduction.
budgeting for where the expert decide the
Undoubtedly, the
value of a
research on financial
investment
market is
in order
important
to
in
make it
order to
profitable
stay
for the
within the
business.
business.
And capital
It
structure
is
means
financial
where the
market
how the
research
business finance the
which
capital requirement,
enable an
like either
organization to gain
private
knowledge of
investment
the
or debt
latest
equity.
trend
If the business
and
getting
present
financed by debt
condition of the
equity, it's
financial
not good
world.
for the long term run because it's have to pay
And
more
here, let
interest
me show
rather
you
than
four examples
private
of the
investment.
bank that can be named.
Working capital management means managing inventory, debtors, and payables. This will be
All right,
calculated
for
by
the investment
reducing
bank,
from
we have
assets
Macquarie
minus
Bank Limited,
liabilities at the end of the
then got
day.
the
Having a good
dividend
amount of
payout
working
for
capital means there's a
$4.3.
good control
And
in
then
finance
for
throughout the
insurance
business.
industry,
Australian
AMP got
financial
3
marketing
to
regulations means where all registered businesses in
4.23%.
Australia have to
And then
comply
for
with
banking and
all
financial
regulations in order to be a registered
institution,
business in
ANZ Bank got
Australian Security and
80
Exchange Board.
cents. And then for
There are
investment fund,
advantages and
Akron
disadvantages of
Capital
being
Investment
registered in
Fund Limited
ASX.
got
The advantages follows as
3.75
like
cents.
access to external financial abilities and limited liabilities
There
and
are a
tax
very
benefits from
small
the equity.
number of the
And as a disadvantages
investment
like
banks in
high cost
Australia,
of
and the
compliance,
market
increase
share
of staff
are
trainings
divided
according to the
among
new
few of them.
regulations introduced by the
The major
ASX,
market share
and
rests
dividend distribution
with the
costs.
Macquarie
Thank you.
Group, or MBL. On the latest event, MBL has announced dividend of $1.6 for the financial period and 2020. The company also paid the dividend of $1.6 for the period financial and 2019. In order to comment on the dividend payments, it can be concluded that the company has managed well to make sufficient profit and pay regular dividend. The company is regarded as one of the most successful bank in Australia, and the company is strong enough to pay higher dividend in the future time. Following is the dividend pattern of the company based on data available.
Hello, my name is Vinay Solanki and I'm going to talk about part 2.2 and part 3 of our group assignment number 167. Part 2.2 is talking about Australian registration of the financial advisory services, and part 3 is project evaluation and analysis. In part 2.2, we are talking about ASIC, which stands for Australian Securities and Investment Commission, which deals with financial advisory services in Australia. It maintains a register for consumer advisory, which is updated time and again to provide better advisory services. They include members which are authorized by ASIC to provide better advisory services. I have answered few questions in this, which is what does the register comprises of, what are the products offered by ASICs, and what is the professional standard to be a part of ASIC. So it comprises the name of business and company. Products offered are basically advice related to finance and product. And the professional standards to work in ASIC is to be a person who is qualified and have a clearance of FASEA examinations, ASIC codes, CPD completion, and other relevant knowledge. The next part is project evaluation and risk analysis. This is a very integral part of business finance. This is for the purpose of evaluating the project, various techniques used by accounting experts. I have been provided in the assignment sample data, so I have selected the sensitivity analysis technique to perform the risk analysis of the sample data. It is made in a table form and solved on page number 12 of our assignment. Thank you. These are the two parts I did, as well as the conclusion. Thank you so much.